Hey, what is up, YouTube? This is Joel Tola. Just making a YouTube video here. This isn't my first video ever, but it's kind of like being like my first official video. I know I have like a couple vlogs that I did, a couple weeks ago, and I have videos like back like a couple years ago, right? But this is gonna be like my first video. I'm just gonna be explaining how my industry works, solar industry, how it works in terms of A to Z, how the process is, and how someone could potentially get into it and start making money. I'm going to go over kind of like the misconceptions that I had and a lot of people have when they are, looking into the industry, and kind of how to navigate through it if you actually end up getting into it. Again, these videos aren't going to be super high quality. Just don't really have a lot of time in my hands. I do, but I don't have the energy to go out and make a whole bunch of YouTube videos and edit and all that stuff. I will at some point, I know for sure, but right now, I'm just going to try to make as many videos as possible and these like low quality, low edits, just, straight off of my MacBook and photo booth and just put it on YouTube with like a title. So this isn't going to be a crazy high quality video. I'll try to make as many as I can on the different concepts because solar, as it is very simple, there's a lot of things like there's a lot of things that you need to know about it. So I'll make videos on the different aspects of the industry. This video I'm just going to go over kind of A to Z how the process works in a simple way, and then we'll go into more in-depth stuff in other videos. But just going to make a quick video just going over this stuff. Just to very kind of just start it out, a lot of the misconceptions that I have when it comes to the solar industry, because it is a very lucrative industry if you do get into it right. A lot of misconceptions that I get, or that I had when I first started, is how complicated and how much work you have to put in to actually get into it. So a lot of people, even me, when I first started, thought that, hey, solar industry, if you want to get in, if you want to start making money, you have to have all this different inventory, all these different, certifications, degrees, electrical, certifications to actually get started in solar, and have all these different contractors and engineering and construction teams. Like, it is not that complicated, right? I mean, you can, if you want to get into it in that way, you can do that, but that's not required. Kind of like a lot of these low barrier to entry business models out there, like, and I've tried literally all of them before, drop shipping, affiliate marketing, things like that. You don't have to be the one doing everything. You can be the middleman in solar and still make a lot of money. Actually, the most money out of everyone in the deal is going to be the guy that the person that's actually doing the sales aspect of it. So what do I mean by that? So in solar, for a customer to actually go from the point of wanting a solar system to actually getting installed, there's different steps in the process, right? So there's the marketing, there's the sales, and then there's the fulfillment, which is the installation, right? There's a lot of companies that do all three and just do everything, right? And that's hard. Well, at least not the marketing and sales aspect, but actually the fulfillment aspect. If you actually want to be a fulfillment, want to do the fulfillment part of solar, it's very tiring. You need all those certifications. You need a team. You need, all that stuff, and it's not the easiest way to actually get into the industry. But what you can do, what a lot of people do, what I do, what I see everyone doing, is running the sales org model, which means that all you do is just marketing and sales, sometimes not even the marketing, just the sales aspect of it. And you actually partner up with an installer or a company that does the installation, and you have some sort of split on the revenue. And all you do is just bring in customers for them, and then they get them fulfilled and installed, and basically get you paid when you get the sale going through. Basically, that's pretty much how it works. In terms of how you find those partnerships and installation companies, like, there's a million different ways you could do that. I'll go into that into more videos if that is something that people want to know. But that's basically the process, right? The marketing, you get a customer lead, right? And all your job is turning that lead into a customer, getting them to say, yes, I want solar. And then you give it to the installer. You basically give them all the information about their project, give it to the installer. The installer does literally everything else from inspection, permitting, installation, PTO, getting them turned on. Everything that needs to happen is done with that installer. So just kind of like a drop shipping store or business where you just sell the product and you have a fulfillment a fulfillment center or company that does everything else. It's pretty much the same thing with solar, except the commissions are a lot more with solar. I'll go into how the commission structure works and how the payment structure works, but basically, to be in the simplest way, uh, a solar deal, an average solar deal could net you anywhere between 5,000 to 10,000 on average, and even as high as to 20,000 plus, depending on the structure of the deal and how it's sold. And basically, what that means is you don't need a lot of deals to actually make or turn a profit on your ad spend and or on your marketing costs or any else of your costs to actually start making a profit in the industry. Now, that being said, it's not easy to actually be successful. It is a low barrier entry, but like other low barrier to entry business models and structures out there, there's a high bar for actually having success in it. You need a lot of skill sets in sales, marketing, and also work ethic to actually, you know, get into it in a very high level. Unless you have a lot of cash or a lot of money, you need to, call or knock on doors or do all these things to actually generate the sales. So it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's definitely simple and easy to get started into. And you don't need a lot of different, criteria and certifications to actually get started. So that's basically how solar works. I know there's a lot of stuff that needs to be covered. I'll make more videos about that. But basically, simple thing is you're just a middleman between the customer and the installer. You get the customer, you sell them on the deal, and then you send it off to the installer for them to actually fulfill on that project. How I like to think about it is you're the one that gets them from A to B, and the installer takes care of from B to Z, all the way to Z. So it's a very simple process. I'll talk more about it in more videos in terms of all the ins and outs of it, but that's basically the structure of how this business model works. Me personally, I used to do marketing and sales, and that's where the highest commissions are. It's when you do both the marketing and the sales, and you just leave the fulfillment to the installer. But right now, it is. I was doing that for a long time, and it's very inconsistent, right? Because when you are handling your own marketing, unless you have a lot of cash, just available, which I didn't have in the past, it's not easy to actually get leads coming in for solar reasons, because that is require a lot of cash. What I'm doing right now, and what I think a lot of people should do, is I got the skills from doing a lot of the cold calls and because I do everything online, right? I got the skills from doing the calls initially, and then now I actually transition into working with a company that does all the marketing. That's actually an actual company that does everything. But I got into the company as a sales rep, meaning I just do the sales. They provide me with all the leads, all this, an appointment setter to set all the appointments for me, and also all the back end fulfillment, everything with the partnerships with the installer. So I don't have to do anything. I just have to come in and sell. Again, the commissions are a little bit lower when you are in that position, but as long as you have good company that you're working with and they have good leads, good setters, good processes and everything, it can be very consistent, and you can build up your cash flow and your sales ability by just doing that, which is what the position that I'm in right now. So it's very important to know kind of where you fall into that and how you need to get situated into that into the industry based on that. But that is something that I would recommend for a lot of people to do. If you do have a background in sales, but you can't just get into a company because they're not just going to accept everybody. But as long as you have the basic fundamentals on how to sell, how the industry works, and how to sell solar the right way, because honestly, solar is a very, very easy product to sell as long as it makes sense for the customer. Because you're replacing a payment or a cost that they already have, which is an electric cost. Everybody needs electricity, right? Everybody's running electricity. Everybody needs one. You're just replacing their cost of electricity with a solar system, for most of the time a cheaper or alternative, right? So it's very, very, very efficient for the homeowner and the customer. Also with government incentives and rebates and all these different things going on, the government's trying to push solar, just makes it that much easier for homeowners. Most of the time that I sell these deals, the homeowner isn't really paying much, right? Not even that much, because the government's taking care of most, if not all, of the cost. Not all, but a big chunk of the cost is covered by the government incentives, which help out a lot. I'm amazed. I probably made more money from the government this past year than the actual homeowner. Yeah, when you actually do the calculations. So there's a lot of incentives, a lot of government money that is going into this, that makes it a lot easier for you, the homeowner, and the company to actually be successful. So I think that's going to be a trend that's going to keep going. So it's going to be very lucrative for everybody. Yeah, basically that's the situation that I'm in right now. I'll make more videos on how the ins and outs are. There's different parts of it, a lot of different parts of solar that kind of need to understand. So I'll make more videos. But yeah, this is kind of like a first video of going over A to Z. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll try to make as many videos as possible. Also post more like day in the life stuff, things that I'm thinking of. Like I like to use this YouTube channel as like a outlet for things that are on my mind. So I'm gonna start posting more stuff like that. But also, industry stuff and business stuff as well. I'm gonna try to post as much of that stuff as possible. So yeah, that's my first video. Thanks for watching, I guess. And I'll try to make as many videos as possible, and hopefully I'll get better at this YouTube stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great one. Bye bye.